Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Anna's Passion channel. I hope you find something inspirational and you will take some tips away and create something maybe similar. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. As we know, Ukraine having a really bad situation at the moment, dealing with the conflict with Russia. As some of you may know that I was born and raised in Poland, and Ukraine is one of our great neighbors. So today's video is going to be dedicated for Ukraine to support all the community, lovely, beautiful people over there, and I hope they're going to be all safe. As a part of a... I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit emotional about everything what's happening now. As a part of a crafty workshop team, as a brand ambassador and also our design team members, we decided that we're gonna create something to dedicate for Ukraine to support them with blue and yellow colors. So today's video is dedicated for beautiful friends in Ukraine. All my thoughts are with you all, and I hope you're all safe and sound. Let me reverse the camera, and without any further ado, we're gonna just crack on and working together and create an art journal for our lovely friends. So welcome at my desk. I have a few basic supplies on my desk. I have some beautiful, lovely stencil butters from Crafty Workshop, which I will be using. I have some distress inks, what I also will be using. I have a couple of stencils what I would like to use creating this journal, and I have stamps as well. I'm sorry my voice is a little bit croaky because I'm so emotional about this, so I hope you're gonna just don't mind me being so emotional, and if I go a little bit silent, then I hope you're gonna forgive me that. But yes, let's crack on. Let's create something for our lovely friends to support them, that we are thinking about them. I'm so sorry, I had to just pause it because I was just getting too emotional and I just couldn't talk at all. So without any further ado, let's crack on. Let's create something what we can use in those beautiful blue and yellow colors for our great friends in Ukraine. So firstly, what I will be working with, the blue distress ink. This one is Marmaid Lagoon. It's a beautiful blue, like a turquoise color. What actually I will be smushing on a piece of acetate. So to activate my ink, I'm gonna just spray a little bit of water, like so, and then I will apply directly on my page. What I love about this technique, that is really unpredictable. You never know what background you will be actually getting through the beautiful patches, beautiful irregular images, irregular designs, what this techniques gives you. So it's really amazing to try it out and just experiment with this, because it's just so rewarding, and like I said, it's so unpredictable. So it is really good technique to work with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to concentrate on one of the corners being a little bit heavier and the other one will be a little bit lighter. As you probably noticed from my creations, this is the way how I usually work, how I usually create, that I never overload my pages with just everything completely. I always like to keep a little bit of a negative space, and that's what I am aiming for. So I have beautiful background already, and what I'm going to do next, I'm going to apply a bit of a yellow ink as well. So let me just clean my acetate and I will get back to you right away. So my acetate is clean now, and I will be applying yellow ink now. I've got Scattered Straw, which is really nice, interesting yellow color. It's not as bright and it's not very striking, and it's really pretty. So I'm applying as well a little bit of ink on my acetate, and I'm gonna just smush it on top a little bit, like so. Now remember, if you apply a little bit of the green and blue and yellow, it will come as a green. So just to avoid that happening, I'm trying to work on the areas where I haven't had any of blue ink, so that will prevent from me to getting green color. Okay, so I'm quite happy with the background what I have so far. I've got a little bit of green here and there, but the main point is the background. It is kept in the blue and yellow colors, what the Ukraine flag is for this beautiful country. By the way, if you haven't been in that country yet, then obviously when all this conflict will be away and everything will just settle down, I would love to invite you to visit the country because it's so many beautiful places out there you can visit. Now the next step what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a stencil and I'm going to create a bit of a texture. Now because my pages are still a little bit wet, then you just need to dry a little bit your background just to make sure everything will be just kept in the same colors and it will not get muddy. So let me just give a quick blow. My partner fixed my dryer. I don't know how long it's gonna work for, but the sound of the dryer is really dodgy, so I hope it's not gonna blow off when I will be drying. So let me just dry that quickly. Like so. I think I pretty much overheated my dry heat gun, and this is why it's actually stopped working, and that's what's actually happening. And being really realistic, I had my dryer for quite a number of years, so it's pretty much 5 years old, so it's probably obviously it's getting old and I've used it a long time, so it's the matter of time when probably will stop working again. So I'm gonna apply beautiful ocean blue stencil butter through this great stencil. It's a script stencil. I'm not gonna apply every of the words on this stencil. I want to just keep partial, like part of a message being missed. So obviously this is what currently happening in your beautiful Ukraine country. So I'm going to apply a little bit of a butter on my stencil like so, and then I'm again concentrating on those corners like so. This is a beautiful technique to create beautiful background and add texture and interest to your project. If you, for example, creating a art journal, or if you're creating any other mixed media project working on Canva, or beautiful for example if you're making cards, or if you, for example, creating something on the those beautiful panels what Crafty Workshop release also. Can't remember top of my head what they professional called, but I'm sure you know what I mean. And this is what perfectly will be great to use on. Now I've got a bit of a leftover on my stencil, so I'm not going to clean that as yet. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use a stamping technique. So I'm going to just gently press whatever I have left over from my stencil to my pages. As you can see, you can also use your stencils as a stamping point. You don't have to use it only as a texture or creating, for example, like a amphora. That's something what you can also do. Let me just bring that closer for you. I'm really happy with what's happening so far, and I'm really pleased with the effect what I have achieved so far. So let me just go and wash my stencil, and I will dry my texture in the meantime, and I will get back to you and we'll crack on working further on my pages. So I'm back to you. My texture is dry. I've washed my stencil. Let me just bring that closer to you. Take a look how beautiful this stencil butter is. It's really lovely, shimmery, and it does give that a little pop to my background, and it really stands out. I really like the effect. Now the next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create more interest to my background, and I have this amazing stencil. It's quite a few years old, this stencil. I'm not sure if it's still available on the market or not, if it's been recalled, but the beautiful stencil created by Gabriela Polacco, my beautiful, amazing, always from day one when I've started creating inspiration, and as well Marta Lobkowska. These two ladies actually inspired me and put the fire in my heart to start creating, to freedom my soul, and this is what I basically do. This is who I am today. So let me just create a bit of an interest on my project, and for that I will be maybe what I will do, I will create a bit of a background using the yellow ink first, the distress ink first, and I will transfer a few hearts here and there. This is a really beautiful stencil, beautiful stencil. So I'm gonna just transfer a few hearts, maybe one here. I think it will look really cool. Yeah, that looks good to me. Now the second one, I can put it maybe on this corner, like so. Like so, like so, like so. That looks great. Now I can add one here as well. I think that will look just really cool. There we go. Now I'm using just an ordinary sponge, kitchen sponge, to add the interest and transfer the ink on my pages. Now if you have, for example, stencil brushes, if you have any other way of creating the interest to your pages with your stencils, then by all means you can use anything, whatever you want. This is what works for me, and this is the idea what I'm sharing with you. So I'm pretty happy with what I see here. I think I will just add maybe a little bit more interest on this corner as well by just transferring part of the heart. I think that will just give a nice pop to my pages. Yes, I think I really like that. And maybe just a little bit of this edge as well. There we go. Yes, I pretty like that. Now what I can do, because we have already so much texture happening there, so to make it a little bit stand out and rise it a little bit on top as well, I can add more texture with stencil butter, with Cambodge yellow, beautiful color, and I can use, for example, this heart all over that texture there. So if I will do this heart here, let me just put that heart in, like so. Now, if you're afraid to, for example, working on layers and layers and creating more texture to your, for example, journal or any other project what you are creating, you don't have to do the texture on texture. You can, for example, just stick to the, for example, mainly the inking technique. That is entirely your choice. However, because I have got this beautiful product, I might as well show you how you can use this product. And as you can see, you can create a lovely texture on texture. You don't have to just be super precise, super dramatic about it. Just freedom, just let it go. And this is what's the important message what I'm trying to also pass it on to you. You don't have to be so overthinking about things. Just let it go, experiment, use your product, enjoy your product, and explore with your product. So don't leave it on your shelf. Just grab it and play with this. because the most pleasure what you will have just enjoying the process of creating, and that's definitely what everybody, what all crafters are loving and enjoying. So I have this beautiful texture happening, beautiful background. What I'm thinking, maybe I will add a little bit more here as well, just in a corner, so it will nicely blend in together, will nicely fill everything in place. If your texture hasn't transferred too great, don't worry about it. You can just let it go and let it be as it is. Don't overthink, don't overstress. It's your art journal. It's for the pleasure, it's for the joy, it's for the experiment. It doesn't have to be super perfect, super precise. In art journal, you just have to let it go. You just have to be free with your mind and just relax totally. And that's the most important. This is what I love about art journaling. There is no such a structure to follow. There is no anything like you have to particularly stick to it. It's just so relaxing, and it's got so much freedom there. So I absolutely love what I see here, and I hope you also love what I've created. This is absolutely yummy for me. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm gonna go and clean my stencil, and then we're gonna just finish off our pages with adding some stamping. I've got this beautiful stamp, which I will do some more stamping as well once all the texture will dry. So bear with me, I will go sort my stencil and let my texture dry, and I'll come back to you in a moment. Back to you, my lovely friends. Let me just bring this pages closer to you so you can see what we have. That's what we have so far. Now, as I said, I will do a bit of more stamping, and I will do some stamping, of course, working with blue and yellow colors. I have this great I've got this great stamp set from a crafty workshop, Send in Love, that's what it's called. The number is let's have a look, 2201. If anyone wants it, if anyone needs it, then that's the number for you to take. Now I'm going to stamp these hearts, smaller and larger, and I've brought my acrylic block. So I'm gonna just start with yellow first, and I will stamp in a few places. Okay, didn't transfer. Let's try again. Okay, now it does. Now it has transferred, but you can't really see. It may have been because the ink is very light. Let me try on this side. Yeah, you can see, but it's very light. So I'm gonna just put a few more of those yellow hearts, like so. Okay. And I also will do a few blues as well. Let's ink this up. Yes, that works better because it's darker, so it's better to be seen, it's more visible. Okay, so just a few of the hearts, few of those, like that. Okay, I'm happy with the results. Now I'm going to stamp those two little cute hearts as well, and I think I will just stick to blue this time. Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Okay. Okay, couple more. One here and here, and that's it. Don't overstamp it. So we'll have beautiful stamps, we've got beautiful texture, we've got a beautiful background. I don't think anything else needs to be actually stamped and any more texture need to be created. I think we can just finish it off with adding the sentiment. And using my alphabet stamp, I've stamped already the sentiment, thinking of you all and love hearts. So I'm gonna just cut this out and I'm gonna attach to my journal pages. Now it's always good to invest in alphabet stamp if you don't have one yet in your stash, because you will be using and using all the time, because you can create beautiful stencils whatever it rocks in your heart, whatever rocks your boat. So it's definitely something what you can definitely invest in. So I'm gonna just cut my sentiment out. Okay, I don't want it to just be so super big and just being so overtaking everything. I think this is just more than enough. Let me just cut this beautiful one with the hearts. Okay, so we're happy with that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to ink the edges as well, so my sentiment will stand out a little bit. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just directly add like a frame to my sentiment, and I'm directly applying ink from the pad. Now if you're afraid to use that way, then you can use your for example sponges, blending tool, whatever you have, whatever works for you. I'm kind of like in control where I'm applying the ink, so I'm not afraid to go directly. So this is what we have. We've got a nice blue frame and it stands out nice on my sentiment. So let me just finish it off with those as well. Won't be long with this inking. Now if you smudge a little bit, then that's okay. That's the whole joy of experimenting. That's the whole joy of working on your different control areas, I would say, different for example ability. So you just have to let it go. You just have to let it go and just free your mind. Just not overthink, not overstress about anything, because that's what is the main thing in art journaling. You just have to be just relaxed about it. What I'm going to do, I'm gonna just plan where I will stick my sentiment on, and I think this is a good placement, thinking of you. Maybe, no, it definitely will be here. I think this is a good placement, thinking of you, like this, thinking of you all. I think I'm happy with that, and I will just attach my sentiment. You can use any, for example, glue. You can use, for example, gel medium. So I'm gonna use my gel medium to attach my sentiment on, and this is gonna be all. This is gonna be everything for today's session. I hope you had a good inspiration. I hope you also will create something for our lovely friends, to support them, to show that you care, that you're thinking about them. And don't forget to visit a Crafty Workshop social media pages, because we are creating different posts for them. We're sharing different ideas with our lovely team. So I hope you will also be able to pop in and leave us some love and support our beautiful crafty community who supports Ukraine. So this is all my pages ready. Let me just bring that closer for you so you can see. Now you can finish off with adding splatters. If you don't want to, you don't have to. This is my pages. So all my beautiful Ukraine friends, I hope you are all staying safe, and my thoughts, my heart is with you all at this difficult time, and I hope I will see you all soon. I have quite a few friends from Ukraine in my Facebook, so all the very best to you, my beautiful friends. My thoughts are with you. Stay safe, love to you all, and be strong, stay strong. Bye everyone, and I'll talk to you soon.